Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi, and today's topic of my coverage is spiral model. Spiral model was introduced by Barry Boehm, and it was the first model in which software development is started in the form of iterations, increments, or releases. So this is the unique feature of the spiral model by Barry Boehm, that we should not deliver software as full package like in the case of waterfall or in the case of RAD models. We have to deliver the software as full package like operating system. But as per the nature of commercial software or application software, that demands that software should be delivered in the form of increments or iterations or releases. So this is the first unique feature of the spiral model. The second unique feature of the spiral model is the first model in which risk management is introduced. Before the spiral model, there was no concept of risk analysis in the software development, but there were risk management in other fields like the manufacturing industry or the civil engineering industry. But in software industry, there was no such concept. So that's the major contribution of Barry Boehm, that he introduced the concept of risk management. So we have proper job now with the job description of risk managers. And one of my students is working in Saudi Airlines as a risk manager. So let's start the main phases of spiral model. The first phase is customer communication. You communicate with the customer to collect the basic requirements so you can do the planning. So planning is the second phase of the spiral model. Then you have to deliver the project specs to the customer or proposal, and then customer decides that which of the software company will sign the contract act with the customer, and then they can do the next phase, which is called the risk analysis. So we have analysis and we have risk analysis. So analysis is the gathering of requirements. Then you have to you do the requirements modeling and then the data modeling. So you have functional specs or requirement specification document, requirement specs. And then you do the risk analysis, that which of the requirements are risky and you need to deal with them first. So in case of some risk, if they are going to damage the project or going to fail the project, so we can deal with them early. So there is a concept to in software development, listen early bad news, it's better than at the last stages of software delivery, that you have pressure and you have stress, and it's like you are feeling you are at the gunpoint. Then there will be blunder in software development or disaster in software development. So you need to deal risky stories early, and then you have risk management plan to deal with them, to avoid them, and to monitor them and to control them if they are going to damage the project, such as budget or schedule risks are there. And then the first time, the third main contributions of Barry Boehm and the third unique feature of the spiral model, the first time we use the word engineering. So after the risk analysis, the next phase is engineering. So we have our proper field. Before the spiral model, we call it software development, we call it programming, but there was no such concept to call this field as software engineering. And after this concept of Barry Boehm, we have proper field, we have proper course, we call it software engineering. So engineering means design and development in parallel. So you do design and development in parallel. There is a concept introduced by Barry Boehm that you have more than one teams can work in parallel. Before that, we have one team and they are working on the software. Here there is a concept introduced that you can have multiple teams simultaneously, they can work on the project. So for example, designing team finish their design and deliver to the development team. And when the development team is working on the first iteration or the first release, the designing team is working on the design of second iteration. Then you do testing. The testing involves the unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. In the acceptance is the next phase, which is called the customer evaluation, and you call the customer and the alpha at the software company side to test in front of you. So it's called control testing, or it's called contrived testing or lab testing. And then you have, if customer approves the alpha, then you have the beta you deliver to the at the software customer side to have uncontrolled environment, or it's called uncontrived testing. Like Microsoft releases their beta version, so software company developers or project managers is not there to control the environment, so they can have free they are free to test any data to identify the bugs. And then implicitly we have the maintenance, so there is no explicit word maintenance. So that means at the testing level you do maintenance, at the customer evaluation level you do the maintenance, and then you release if customer approves the beta. And then the second iteration started with the customer communication, and then planning, and then risk analysis, engineering, and then testing and customer evaluation. So these are the main phases of the spiral model. Now we have we can see that from this the mainly what we are doing, we are defining the system deliverables in terms of specific stories, specific requirements we select. Then we define the architecture, and then we have to specify the increment, that based on this architecture what are the requirements we are going to develop in this release or iteration or increment. Then we build it, then we test it, validate it, and then integrate it, and then validate the system, and then system is complete. If not, so then like a flow chart, you go for the second increment, and then continuous process is there. The main advantages of the spiral model, we can say it's like perfective maintenance. One of the maintenances is perfective maintenance, update and upgrade. So we are continuously adding new increments, new iterations, new releases into the software. So we have complete software in terms of we try to complete it as much as possible. Like journey of Windows from 3.0 to Windows 10, and so that's a journey. Windows 10 is the most comprehensive, most complete software from most complete operating system from the Windows, and it's suitable for incremental development, modular development. We call it incremental or modular. That is the structured approach in the spiral model, and it is suitable for company which have less developers. So you can start spiral model with small team, and then you deliver the first release, customer will pay you. So early payment cycle is there, and then you can hire more team, more resources. So in this way, spiral model is suitable for small teams. And later on, with as payment cycle continues, you can hire more teams and more resources. It is suitable for the web projects as per nature of the web projects. It is also suitable where you have more risky stories, or you are dealing any project first time and you don't have any experience, because you have risk management, so you can deal with such stories which are new for the software company. And then it's easy to track you, to have planned what you plan and what you are actually developing in terms of budget and the schedule. So it helps you to keep track the project. And let's have some disadvantages. It's not suitable for safety critical projects, because you are collecting requirements, and then in the first release you deliver, and then you collect the requirements for the next story. So there is no comprehensive requirement, or you are not collecting complete requirement in one shot. So you are not freezing the requirements, you are not freezing the architecture as per nature of the safety critical projects. And then it's not suitable for small scale projects, because there are so many phases, and the small scale projects like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months project, you don't have such much time, and it's not suitable for the projects where we have tight deadlines, as I mentioned, for the small scale projects. And then it's not suitable for example, such projects in which requirements are similar to previously completed projects. It's not suitable for object-oriented projects. So that are the main disadvantages. And another main disadvantage, the management problem in terms of team, because you have multiple teams, so it's difficult to control them. And because you are changing the architecture frequently, so there will be more maintenance cost will be there, because whenever you change the software, whenever you change the code, testing cycle and maintenance cycle started. And these are the so in terms of management of dealing multiple teams, and in terms of maintenance issues are there. So this is about the spiral model. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.